Talk to me about your time at the Dozier School.
Well, I was put there at 1962. When I got there, it was beautiful. Landscaping, clean sheets, Then the second week, I started getting homesick. So me and another guy planned the Great Escape. So someone overheard that, and they came and got us probably 2 o'clock in the morning and took us to the White House and beat us.
Had you heard of the White House before that?
Briefly, yeah. I think I did. I can't remember. It's so long ago.
Sure.
But what they did, they would tell you to lay on the bed, and you would hold the bars, and if you let go, they would start all over, and they would tell you that, So it wasn't a good experience. It was child abuse on the highest level, and they did this quite frequently to people. But after that, I walked the chalk line. I just couldn't trust anybody. So my experience was I was scared almost all the time, and they used that as a weapon, fear, instilled into us fear.
Did these memories ever fade? Did they come back into your life?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
I mean,
I'd get angry.
Did you ever forget about this?
No, never. No.
I want to go to your poem now. Would you want to read that for us?
Sure.
As best as you could.
If I can, well, give me a second because
Sure. What one word would you use to describe your time there?
Fear. Was scared.
Mm-hmm.
And they put that in you.
Mm-hmm.
When you got back, let me just tell you how it was after the White House. The boys that went down, that's what we called it, they were completely segregated within our little community, the Cottage.
You say went down to
the White House. Yeah, that's what we used to call it. Hey, I went down, So they would make you feel ashamed of yourself for going there and getting beat. Like you couldn't talk to anyone, and they could not talk to you. I think it lasted 10 days. If you were on a bench, you had to sit way over here, and you couldn't associate with any of the boys. If you did, they'd take you back.
Was there a real strategy to avoid going to the White House? I mean, were there boys that never went there?
Probably. I don't know. Probably.
Based on your time,
yeah.
Many of them.
A lot of them didn't,
Mm-hmm.
but quite a few did that I know of.
Mm-hmm.
They would put you in the shower, the guys into the, you took a shower, there was a line, and they would put the guys that just went down to the White House in that line purposely to show you what was going to happen to you, and they beat them so bad, it was unbelievable, Like when I went down, they took you down in your pajamas, and you didn't take them off, and they just beat you over it. And they took me up to the infirmary, and the so-called doctor or whatever he was, I had to have like 3 stitches. He said, "Do me a favor, can you thread this needle? I can't see it." So I had to thread my own needle. And then they was picking the pajamas out of my butt. It was just stuck in there. That's how bad it was. But
what does justice mean to you all these years later?
Yeah.
I mean, what exactly would this do for you to know that you can finally move past this? Do you think you can completely move past?
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Did you ever keep up with anyone that was there with you after you left?
No, very few friends there.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't leave your cottage. We were segregated. Like you cannot like go over to the other cottage, talk to guys. You couldn't do that. It was forbidden. So I never knew anybody else except a few guys in that building. The 8 months that I was there.
Mm-hmm. How did you get there? What led you there?
Skipping school.
How much school?
Well, that's not the only thing.
Okay.
So I was kind of on probation for that. But my older brother took me out drinking one night, and he says, "Hey, drive this car." The cops got me, put me in county jail for like, I think 2 weeks, waiting for a bed at the reform school.
At what age?
At 14. That was illegal. You know, I was in jail, you know,
Wow.
and it was all illegal. It was all bad, you know. Back then, I think there wasn't accessibility to child psychologists and behavioral you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh. Do
So,
you think it's important that we've made those the advances? That
yes.
we've made?
Back
Mental
then,
health
all they knew how to do was beat a kid. Even in the high schools, they did that. Schools.
How did you
But-
get out? You were just released? After
Yeah,
8 months?
8.5 months.
Okay.
Yeah, they let you out. You had to ride home every week and tell your family, "Doing great." They made you do that.
You were encouraged to tell
Yeah.
them that was a positive experience.
Oh yeah.
My last question before we go to the poem is, what do you think that's 8 months, the impacts that's had on your life since then?
Well, I got out. I was pretty angry. A lot, you know. I fought a lot, you know, even at adult age, you know, because they taught me violence and angry.
Was there ever a wake-up call for you personally that you thought, okay,
I better stop this.
maybe I'm experiencing this because of what I've gone through in life?
Yeah, yeah.
How has it been? How have the last several decades been? What would you say would be the most difficult part of your life that had to do with Dozier School?
In my 20s, you know, early 30s.
Looking back on everything.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, this is one that I wrote. Our innocence was lost by the sting of a strap, by a one-armed man with a wide-brimmed hat. Black or white, we all bled the same. Each story's different, but they're all the same. Thing went off. We were snatched from our sleep in the middle of the night and hurried through the pines. They had pine trees to the White House of White. The man said to me, "This is going to hurt me much more than you." Then he swung that strap like a drunken fool. Now our hair has turned silver and we are running out of time, like a buffalo nickel that's lost its shine. But the White House boys are here to say, someone surely needs to pay. Dedicated to all the White House victims and the poor souls that never made it home. White House Boy, 1962, Jefferson, Cottage.